No, you're good. Because together we are stronger. Individually we are stronger. I remember every single phone count. Hello, my friends. How are you? Welcome to On Point with Rachel Turgeman. I'm so glad you can join us tonight. My friends, selling your business at any time is not easy. But selling your business during a pandemic like COVID-19, now that is simply miraculous. Only businesses that have a proven track record of being a business leader in the industry can accomplish such greatness. Joining us tonight, once again, it's Rachel Sapoznik. She's a visionary, she's a champion, a leader in healthcare industry, insurance. She's a philanthropist, she's a trailblazer, she's an author. She's simply fabulous. Rachel, welcome. Welcome to On Point with Rachel Turgeman. I'm so glad you took time out of your very busy calendar to join us tonight. How are you?
Thank you, Rachel. It's truly a pleasure to be back here again. I'm very
Yes,
excited about this. A lot has changed since the last time we spoke.
definitely. And we're all excited to hear about all of those wonderful things. I don't know if many people missed our first interview, but just in case so that everybody's on the same page, let's talk about the amazing trajectory of Sapoznik Insurance. But before we do that, tell all our viewers, Rachel, what influenced you to create this amazing healthcare insurance company? Talk to us.
Well, I was very blessed and I was able to really take my passion of helping people because ever since I was a little girl, I always wanted to help people. And the insurance industry took me on a path to do that. And in particular, the health insurance. And now, Rachel, as you know, going through COVID, what is the first thing that people ask you? Are you okay? How are you feeling?
It's true.
My parents always told me, without your health, you have nothing.
True.
And now we are in the midst, and hopefully, God willing, in the middle or the tail end of this pandemic. And
We're praying so hard, Rachel, because I think all of us has had enough. And I'm just asking the world to pray and ask God to get rid of this horrible COVID-19 without a doubt. Now, you have great news, Rachel, from your business. Tell us all about it.
well, during this pandemic, believe it or not, I got a phone call from a business broker who said, you know, Rachel, there are insurance companies that are interested in merging with you, and they really come from the private equity world. Are you interested? And, you know, being the businesswoman I am and the entrepreneur, never hurts to listen to what's going on.
Right.
And I ended up listening to what I thought would be an amazing opportunity. Over the course of the last 33 years, as I started building the business, I was approached by many different companies.
I could
I,
imagine.
I didn't want to lose my identity. I spent 33 years really building an identity for myself through Sapoznik Insurance, being known as the community, being part of this community that I love so much, born and raised here in Miami. I didn't want to just get folded into a name and then disappear. What I wanted to do was make a difference.
And
So
you are.
when World came to me and approached me with an offer and allowed me to stay on as the president of Sapoznik Insurance, I knew that that was going to be the right direction for me because it would allow me to take my wellness program, my insurance philosophy on how I believe health insurance should really be looked at and take it nationwide. So
That's miraculous to be able to do that. And from what I understand, this World Insurance Company that you are now joining in collaboration, I mean, they're huge. They have over 700 employees.
yes,
They have an amazing record. They deal with casualty, property, all kinds of insurance.
yes.
So what I'm hearing here, and I want all our viewers to know, is that World Insurance, now with you part of it, as a positive insurance, you're not losing your identity. You're going to still remain as a division president and CEO of Sapoznik Insurance.
Right.
How perfect is that, Rachel?
It really was something that really resonated with me to be able to be president of Sapoznik Insurance, a world insurance company, and it allows me now to take different producers all over the country and teach them about our philosophy, our philosophy about wellness, our philosophy about education. And it allows me to really take my mission from Florida to the outside, the rest of the country. And I think the
That's
mission today is even more true. It's even more important that we all understand how important it is to stay healthy.
yes, and certainly you have proven that, and you've even written the book. A passion for wellness, healthy employees, healthy bottom line. Talk to us about your book, Rachel.
Well, the book was really a catalyst to articulate our beliefs of how to get to the CEOs and the owners of companies and have them understand that if their employees are healthy, they're going to be better producers, they're going to be more profitable, and they're going to have a much more loyal employee base. That really has been our mission through my career. And the book put all my thoughts and feelings into writing. What I really believe now, and what is really exciting, Rachel, is there are not many women that have their businesses purchased. Uh, I was the 75th acquisition for World. So if you can imagine how many insurance companies are out there,
That's remarkable.
it's really incredible. But I was the only one that had a true benefit platform. So I feel like I have a responsibility. And my responsibility is for other women entrepreneurs and to help them grow their business so that they one day, if they want, could end up taking a path and a journey into possibly selling their business, merging their business, and taking their mission and what they're passionate about nationwide.
That's excellent. And on that note, Rachel, what are some tips that perhaps you can share with our viewers tonight that would like to sell their business? You already have been through the process, even during a pandemic, which to me, that's crazy. That's amazing. That only shows all our viewers your business acumen, which they're off the charts. So that being said, what tips, any viewers out there that want to sell their business, what would you tell them, Rachel? What have you learned?
I've learned several things. The first thing I learned is you need to be organized. Make sure that if this is something that your business is your trademark, is your reputation, make
Mm-hmm.
sure that you're organized, because anyone that's going to purchase your business wants to know that they're not only buying you, but they're buying an infrastructure. And that's where we as women make mistakes. We think we have to do it all. We don't understand that when companies look at businesses, they don't only just want to buy you, they want to buy a business. So, ladies, we can multitask. It's true. But the reality is, when a company is looking at you as a business, they want to make sure that you have infrastructure. So look at your infrastructure, empower your employees so that they become part of your team. So that when a company approaches you, they understand that there's depth in your company.
So you're saying that you have to cross all the T's, all the I's. When they come to look at your business, you have to open up the books. Everything should be pretty organized.
Yes.
Do you find in your experiences over 30 years that you've been visiting so many employers that they need help in getting organized?
Yes. Employers, entrepreneurs, we're idea people. Entrepreneurs are typically idea people. We see something, we want to go after it. And sometimes we forget that you need to have an organized system. So you may not be the one. Like, I'll tell you the truth. For me, I needed to have a good staff and team. That helped me. And you have to admit the fact that you can't do it all on your own.
No, you can't.
Ready
And I know two of your staff people, Leanna and BB Lucky. I love you both. Simply amazing. They have your back. They love you. They respect you. They admire you. But leadership starts from the top.
Yep.
And you have earned your employees' respect and admiration. Not all employers can do that.
Well,
So congratulations.
I will tell you that during this COVID, during this pandemic, many employers had to cut salaries, many employers had to furlough, and I did everything I could and continue to do it to not cut salaries, not to have to furlough employees. That creates loyalty. That creates your staff looking at you and saying, we're in this together. It's funny. During COVID, people say, oh, we're in this together. Well, okay, what does that really mean? We're we're in this together. I still have to pay for my rent, and I still have to put food on the table. So
Exactly.
my reaction to that was, I'm in this with you, so I am not going to cut your salaries. I'm going to make sure that you have a place to come. And God protected me and said to me, you know what, your journey is now to take your company in a direction where you could give that mission statement all over the country.
It's
And
beautiful.
it has really been remarkable to watch the process, to give my staff an opportunity to be with a company where there's a lot of training, a lot of opportunities for them for continued growth. So you can't be afraid of that. You have to allow your staff and your team to grow so that they can also go on to their journey. And open
Absolutely.
the doors for them.
That's amazing because, like I had said earlier, this is going to be a one-stop shop for all insurances, casualty, bonding. You also have business interruption with World Insurance, whether it's restaurant, hotels. I mean, the nightclubs. I mean, and between that component and then your component, which is healthcare, wellness, how to keep your business intact, how to increase your bottom line through wellness. How to train employers to look at wellness. If our employees are healthy, which is what you work on, then their bottom line is going to be very healthy too. I mean, that's a magnificent equation for total success, Rachel. And you are the brainchild.
And I'll tell you, one of our auto dealerships has 1,200 employees, and we were just featured on the Automotive Digest for November.
Congratulations.
And it's very exciting because as an employer, he has 1,200 employees. And we were able to keep his insurance rates for the last 7 years without any rate increases. We've gotten his guys healthy and his gals healthy. And this year we had a rate reduction of about 8%. And we kept his plan design the same. So we were featured in Automotive Digest for that story. And again,
That's a great story.
I want to tell everybody, because again, if we look at this pandemic and we look at who was affected, it was more people got affected if they had diabetes that was control, if they had high sugar, if they had obesity. Those were the individuals that were really suffering during COVID. And if we understand that and we take care of ourselves, we did better. And that is the message really out there as a community, and as mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers. We need to take care of ourselves because our community needs us to. And just like we wear a mask every day, we wear a mask so that we don't hurt anybody else. Well, we need to take care of ourselves so that we don't hurt ourselves.
Well, that's why employers need to hire you, because you are their radar. You are the backbone to making sure that all of their employees are healthy. And it behooves them to have their employees healthy, because if they're not healthy, they're calling in sick all the time. They can't do the work. You have to hire new people. So it becomes a mess. So your message and your expertise for over 30 years is right on point, Rachel. Right on point. What have you learned, would you tell all our viewers, when it comes to adapting to this acquisition?
You have to have an open mind, and you have to be flexible, agility, because you have to remember, when you have a business and you're an entrepreneur, that business is your baby. And when you have a baby, they grow up. And when they grow up, many times they get married. And you know what you have? You have another side of the family. So you could either have really good relationships with your in-laws, or you can have difficult relationships with your in-laws. I chose to have very good relationships with my in-laws. And how do you do that? You listen, you understand that we're not all made the same, that they have their business and they have their way of doing things. You have your way, and you need to meet in the middle. And
Absolutely.
as long as you respect each other's side, you're able to work through any of the issues. There's always little kinks, there's always little things.
That's part of life.
And that's part of life, but that's also part of a merger, because you're bringing in two different businesses together. And what I have learned over this process is to have an open dialogue. And it always goes back to the same thing, communications. If there's something that you want to clarify, don't let it fester. Get on the phone, make sure you get it clarified so that you can move forward. I've learned a lot during this process, and I look at this process really as a marriage. So as you're getting married,
You have to work at it.
you got to work at it, and you
Yeah, it's not easy.
it's a process, but it's an exciting process because you know that you're going to have reproduction of your business really going and growing in directions that you would never have.
And getting better.
Right.
Getting better because, World Insurance, let's face it, they're great. They're huge.
Right.
Over 70 acquisitions, over 700 employees, now bringing in you as the healthcare insurance guru, if you will, queen, princess, what can I call you? You've done it all. Let's take a break for a second. I want to thank all of our advertisers, and I'll get right back to you. I want to begin with Jewish Systems. Listen, I love Dr. Alfonso and Lucy, the president. Thank you so much. We're looking forward to seeing your university grow as well as you offer doctoral degrees, Jewish University System, and of course, Jackson Health Foundation. We love you so much. Jackson Health Foundation is one of the best hospitals, one of the best foundations in the world. For those that do not know, Jackson Health Foundation is the one that is the fundraising arm for this amazing Jackson Health system. Jose Milton Foundation, Anna Vega Milton, another fantastic philanthropist that we love dearly. Thank you, Anna Vega Milton, for all of your support, for all the wonderful things you do. Florida Blue, excellent insurance as well. A big shout out to Elizabeth Brana Sanchez, Magic Waste Youth Foundation, helping our foster kids age out of foster homes and helping them succeed in life. And you're going to see him next in about 2 weeks. Armando Trabanco is coming out to talk to us about that. Of course, we have Nicole Alvarez, an amazing attorney, family law, immigration law, criminal defense law. Truly, truly, truly wonderful. We have Derek Morales, another attorney. You'll be hearing from him next year. And he's a personal injury doctor in law. And you have Sapoznik Insurance. We have Rachel Sapoznik right now. What a pleasure to have this queen of insurance that's going all over the country as she joins World Insurance. And she's going to be doing a fantastic job because everybody looks for her when it comes to healthcare insurance in the jobs, either individually or organizational wise. Of course, you have Hidalgo de Broward, Hispanic Women of Distinction. They're going to be having their luncheon very, very soon with Elaine. It's going to be great. Catholic Hospice nurtures you, gives you everything you want during these very difficult times. United Home Care is the best place to be. And they do wonderful work with our elderly population, our disability population, and anybody that needs to stay home with the right care. And lastly, but certainly not least, we have Survivors Pathway, Dr. Francesco Dubelli, sexual assault, human trafficking, domestic violence. Thank you, advertisers, for loving our multicultural community, for giving back day in and day out without expecting anything. Thank you for loving our diverse communities, and thank you for supporting On Point with Rachel Turgeman. Rachel, in joining forces with World Insurance Associates, how is Sapoznik Insurance addressing perhaps the needs in this current environment?
Well, one of the things that I'm very excited about is the fact that World Insurance didn't really have a presence here in Miami. They didn't have a presence in Broward County, but now we're going to be expanding. What does that mean for our community? We're going to be creating jobs. So there are going to be more jobs within our community. We're going to
Excellent.
And I'm very excited about that. There's all kinds of training programs. So we're going to have new insurance opportunities because World Insurance is so large and is coming into our market. Right now, they insure over 900 hotels.
Wow.
I mean, that is an opportunity for our hotels to take a look at how they could save money under the programs they have there. What is really exciting for me is the ability to expand our foothold. And what I mean by that is when it comes to property insurance, what I want is the same white glove service that we provide on the health insurance side, on the employee benefit side. I want that same service model to be extended on commercial lines, workers' comp, anything that employers have. I want them to be able to have a human touch to it and not just be looked at as a piece of paper. I feel
Good.
the synergy between Sapoznik and World will bring a very much a human touch to the commercial side. And I think that that has not happened yet, but it's here now with our merger.
Well, definitely with you involved, Sapoznik Insurance, and you remaining as president and CEO of Sapoznik Insurance, that's going to happen for sure. Rachel, you have known to have been and to continue to be very data driven when it comes to healthcare. Can you explain to all our viewers what do you mean by the data driven and why does that drive you? Talk to us.
Well, data is really the key now for healthcare because we need to understand what is going on. So, one piece of data that I want to get out there is the pharmaceutical cost. And the data that we have to look at is how it's impacting our rates. We look at where prescriptions are being purchased, how much they're costing, and how can we reduce the cost. And there are programs out there, Rachel, that could take prescriptions that right now are costing thousands and thousands of dollars and cut that cost by 40, 50%. But until you don't start looking at the data and ask questions, you're not able to create the programs to reduce the cost. Another area to look at is COVID. How are you getting COVID tested? Now, there are places that you could go that are no charge, but you may have to wait in line.
Right.
There are people going into the emergency rooms and they're getting tested because they have to go back to work the next day without realizing that when you walk into an emergency room, you're not only getting tested for COVID, but you're getting tested to rule out other things. We are seeing claims costs in the range of anywhere from $2,500 to $5,000 for a COVID test. What does that do to an employer's health insurance cost? It increases it. So we are looking at the data saying, wait a minute, let's make sure that all the employees know where to get tested at a much lower cost. Data drives education. Data drives education. And that is how we start to change and move how people are utilizing their plans. We have to make it simple, easy to understand, but also meaningful. Because as we get this data and we disseminate it to employees, they get it, especially when they see a rate increase. They want to know, why did that happen? And our whole philosophy is let us help you. Let us help you to keep your healthcare costs lower. Information is power, and power is with data.
I love it. And you're constantly talking about education, which is outstanding. Now, throughout the years, you have received so many accolades, trophies, plaques, magazines, and newspapers covering you. You've got it all. Thank God. You're very blessed, but you also are a woman that has worked very, very, very hard. Among all these awards that you've gotten, the South Florida Business Journal has given you several. I like to begin by talking about, 50 plus women industry led. You got that. You got the corporate giver. You got that. Best insurance agency. You got that. Putting in over all the hundreds and hundreds of accolades that you've gotten, how does that make you feel, Rachel?
I'm very proud of it. I accept the awards because I feel in my heart that these awards bring attention. And I want attention because I want other people to know I'm no smarter than them. I did not receive this insurance company by somebody giving it to me. But what I did do is I worked hard. And I want to show people that if you work hard and you are vigilant about what you do, that the success will come. It will find you. You don't even have to look for it. It will find you. And I want other women to understand that they also can be very successful. And whether you like politics, don't like politics, but the reality is that we're looking at right now entering a time where it looks like we're going to have a woman vice president. That's going to open up an opportunity for all different women saying, you know what, young girls, I might want to go into politics. Maybe I want to become a vice president or a president. And we are examples. I look at myself as an example that I want people to look at and say, you know what, I could do that. I want them to say, I can do that. And I want them to be able to really appreciate their success and not to apologize for it. Do not apologize for your success. Embrace your success. Take your success show other people how they can do it, and never, never, never forget to give back to the community, because that is what and how you got there.
I love it. Oh my God. Virtual hug. Go ahead. Virtual hug. There you go. There. I receive it. Beautiful, beautiful words. Taking into consideration your very, very successful career, and you still have a lot more to go because God's going to give you another 120 years, that we say in the Jewish religion. Amen to that.
Yeah.
Would you have done anything differently, Rachel?
You know what? I never believe in looking back. So I would say no, I would not have done one thing differently. And
Okay.
I take what I've learned and I always use that to move and push forward. Has there been mistakes in my life? Absolutely. Could I have done things differently? Yes. But the reality is, I did it the way God wanted me to do it.
Amen.
And He showed me the path. And I take those mistakes as learning. And that's how you always have to look at things. Always take any opportunity. It doesn't go the way you think it was going to go, whether it's a marriage, a relationship, a business. That was just teaching you something for the future. And one day you're going to say, oh, now I know why I learned that. And that
So
is
true.
really drives me.
I love it. That is so, so true. So now, how do you look at the healthcare landscape as we move forward?
I'm a little concerned. I'm a little concerned because, with healthcare reform, as important as it is, unfortunately, with inflation, they keep increasing the maximum out of pocket for employees. So what does that mean? Health insurance used to have what's called a maximum. So worst case scenario, you used to only have to spend $1,000. Everything else the insurance company would cover. With healthcare reform, that $1,000 has edged up every year. And in 2021, we are looking at a maximum out of pocket of $8,500 for an individual, $16,000 for a family. What we're doing is we're coming up for solutions for that, because it's not sustainable. So we have put together solutions to help individuals, companies, so to reduce that maximum out of pocket. And we need to get creative, because an employee that has to pay $8,500 on their health care feels they have no insurance. And
Yes.
in the time that we're leaving a pandemic now, people have to feel like they have insurance, but we have to help them. And there's ways of doing it. There are absolute ways of protecting our employees from those maximum out of pockets. And that is a focus of mine for 2021.
Excellent. I love it. You know, Rachel, you're always ahead of everybody, at least three steps ahead, and you have a very creative and innovative mind. Are you having any new ventures coming up that perhaps you would like to give us a sneak preview?
I'm working on some things that once it's ready, I will be announcing. It is pretty exciting, but it's a continuation on my idea of health and wellness.
Okay,
And
we love it.
do that.
Can we have you come back on Point Rachel Turgum and talk to us about it?
Yes, you may.
All right, I love it. Rachel, I know that in the middle of this whole COVID-19, you bought an RV. Talk to us about your experience. Let's get into your personal life now. Let our viewers know they saw your success part, that you are amazing, that you're an entrepreneur, that you're successful, that you're respected, you're admired worldwide. What about the real Rachel with the RV? Talk to us about that. The personal Rachel.
I love my RV. So I was in Connecticut. I have a house in Connecticut, and that's where we did the interview last time.
Yes.
And, there was no traveling. We couldn't go anywhere. Couldn't fly out. And I started looking into other ways and means to travel. And a commercial came on for an RV place in Connecticut called Longview RV. So I was with a friend of mine. I said, hey, let's go take a look at it. So we drove over there, and you could imagine two women walking into this RV place, and had never been in an RV, didn't know anything about RVs. And the salesman was like, really, is this really going to be the customer? Please. So I said to him, we'd like to take a look at RVs. And he said, have you ever driven one? No. Do you know anything about one? No. I said,
wow.
Okay. He was so sweet. He ended up taking us through the RV. and it was like walking into a little house. I fell in love with it. I ended up driving one. It's 30 foot, and it has been fantastic. I bought it right on the spot. I've gone to Maine, to Vermont, to New Hampshire. I went to go visit my daughter in the Hamptons, and I will tell you that what I love, Rachel, honestly, the best part is when I pull into a campsite and I start to take everything out. I am flooded with all kinds of people, men coming over to me and saying, "Hey, can we help you?" And they are so friendly, so nice, and it's just
That's beautiful.
It's a side of America that if you haven't been in a camper, in a campsite, I strongly and very highly recommend it. You will have a blast. The kids love it. It's just a fantastic experience. Fantastic.
That is awesome. Well, congratulations on your new venture. That's amazing. Enjoy it to the max. You certainly work hard enough. Enjoy it to the max. Well, Rachel, unfortunately, we're running out of time. We wish you continued success. We're so proud of you, of all of your accomplishments, which are many. We want to invite you back to On Point with Rachel Turgerman. Is there a last minute message that you would like to leave all our viewers with tonight?
There is. And my message is sometimes in life we have darkness and we don't really know what's going to end up happening. And I will tell you that the light is there. We just have to look for it. And when you find that light, understand that whatever darkness you had in the past, just for you to learn and accept that and understand that you are great, God is great, and life is really beautiful. And this too shall pass, and we will be on our road to recovery very soon from this pandemic that we're all going through.
I love it. Wow. Those are heavy words, Rachel. God bless you. And I can see why you're also so successful. Not only are you brilliant, you also have that spiritual component of God in your life. So let's all let in the light. Thank you so much, Rachel. We're going to invite you back. Much continued success. Rachel Sapoznik, President, Founder, and CEO of Sapoznik Insurance, now joins World Insurance Associates. The best is yet to come, my friends. Well, viewers, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We hope that you've enjoyed listening to Rachel Sapoznik and how wonderful she is. She's an inspiration to all women without a doubt. Please remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel at On Point with Rachel Turgerman and share this video, my friends, with all your family members and friends. Keeping informed and staying connected allows all of us to make the right decisions. God bless you all. Stay healthy and safe. Bye-bye for now. No, you're good.